Hello everyone, this is Adonis Babayan, Technical Instructor at NGT Academy, and in this video I am going to show you what a remote access Trojan, or otherwise known as a RAT, is, the creation process, its deployment, and an overview of some novel features it possesses. We're going to follow up with ways of how to prevent and also how to detect if you have been infected with one. So let's start off with the definition, right? What is it? What exactly is a remote access Trojan? Well, the definition of it is it's a malware made for the purpose of achieving remote access to a computer system and also bypassing whatever authentication system that computer may have. So an attacker would not need to log on because that is bypassed completely. For this demonstration, we are going to use the following tools, which is going to be a Parrot OS, which is running out of a VMware instance. Now, the target machine is going to be a Windows 7 machine, and we are going to utilize a built-in tool in Parrot OS and also in Kali, and that is going to be MSF Venom, which is a part of the Metasploit suite. Now, what we're going to end up doing here is we're going to go ahead and issue the sudo command because we're going to need to use administrative privileges in order to do this, and we're going to invoke or use MSF Venom. And then we're going to tell it to -p for payload. That's going to be Windows Interpreter bind TCP in the format of an exe file for Windows, and it's going to output into a rat.exe. So again, to unpack this is MSF Venom. I want you to encode a payload, which is Windows Interpreter bind TCP, in the format of an exe into a file, and we're going to put the output of that into the rat.exe. Right there. And since I did say use sudo or super user, I'm going to give it my administrative credentials, and it should take a couple of seconds here to generate that payload. And there we go. Looks like that was an easy peasy computation. Right here we are given a file about roughly 73 kilobytes. If I do an LSLA, there it is down right there. Again, 73 kilobytes of rat.exe. If we analyze the file a little bit further, rat.exe, we do see that this is a PE or portable executable used for 386, which is a 32-bit platform, and this will a 32-bit executable will work on a 64-bit system with no issues. Again, for Microsoft Windows. Now, for the process of deploying, the process of deployment for RAT usually is followed up with some sort of social engineering attempt. You get emails, and those emails sometimes have attachments, and we are told and we are trained to say, don't download anything from anyone you don't know. From an email, don't ever execute it. That is a way of how a RAT or remote access Trojan gets onto your system. Other things that we can do is we can place this on a USB drive with an automatic execution script, otherwise known as a rubber ducky. And all of that good jazz there. The other way of how this is propagated or deployed is using a worm. That means automatic propagation throughout a system. Those are all different ways, but for the sake of simplicity, let's just pretend that we just use social engineering and somebody downloaded this file into a system and basically got it on their desktop, and what we can do is basically execute it. All right, so since the EXE or the remote access Trojan has been executed, we are now infected since I just executed it at this moment. Notice, guys, that we didn't really get any blaring alarms. The system's not on fire. It's not opening up a bunch of pop-ups. There's really not many indications that this machine has been infected. Now, for those of you guys that are a bit more engaged into your system, you guys know that if you run netstat on your computer system, you will see what your machine is listening on. All of these are all legitimate ports except for one, which is the port 4444, which is the standard port that is used by Metasploit and MSF Venom when you are creating a payload. Now here 4444 is open, and that is going to be the port that the RAT or remote access Trojan is listening on. Basically, it's waiting for somebody to say, hey, I want to use you. Let's go ahead and access this system. If this can sit there forever without any problems, well, there is going to be a problem, but if somebody doesn't utilize it, it can just sit there forever. Now, let's go ahead and utilize this particular remote access Trojan by issuing another sudo msf console. All right, so from MSF console, what we're basically doing is we're going to call the computer on port 444 and leverage the novel features that this remote access Trojan has. Now, in order to do that, we actually need to use a couple of commands over here, and that is use exploit multi-handler. Okay, and also we're going to need to specify with MSF Venom what payload it is that we're trying to communicate with. And I'm going to go ahead and set payload meterpreter, same one that we used earlier, Windows meterpreter bind TCP. And we are going to need to also specify the remote host IP address. I'm going to go ahead and set our host 10.0.0.28. And also, just for the sake of completeness, let's just go ahead and set our port as 4444. And here we go. We're basically ready to run the exploit. And we can do that by either typing in run or typing in exploit. And there we go. We're typing in exploit. And lo and behold, it did work. We are presented with a meterpreter login right now. Now, what I can do here is I can basically just go and type in shell, and this will drop me down into a command line interface with the machine. If I, issue a couple things here, system info, it will show me basically the system specifics of this machine, albeit it's going rather slow at the moment. So give it a moment over here. Any moment now. I should have provided this guy with a couple more CPUs or, there we go. And looks like we have ourselves our system info. Looks like our target machine was Windows 7 Enterprise. Rather old system, but again, the process is the same pretty much for Windows 8, Windows 10, or Windows 11. There we go. And let's say, okay, IP config, because I want to know what the IP address is, 10.0.0.28. Okay, it was the same as I thought it was. All right, let's go ahead and do a route print just to see if we have any other networks that are attached to this machine that we know of. It doesn't look like there's anything there. But there are other more, I guess you could say, dramatic showings of the capabilities of this remote access Trojan. There are other things that we can do is basically do a key scan start here, and what we can do here is essentially copy or notate or monitor what exactly is being input from the machine from the keyboard. So if I open up a notepad over here and I can say, hey, hello, my bank account number is, there you go, and my password is, there you go, right there. Of course, that's completely fictitious. That does not exist, but just to show for demonstration purposes, we can do here is issue a key scan dump. And notice over here, guys, everything that I typed into my keyboard, carriage or return keys, and basically spaces in all right there in the key scan dump. All right, so other types of nefarious features this machine may have. Let's go ahead and take a look over here. Now we can do remote monitoring as well. Let's go check it out. Screen share. We can do a screen share of the machine right there. And if you, lo and behold, we're going to go ahead and grab this, and in the screen share, we just open up a Firefox window right there, and we can go ahead and open this up. Notice over here, what is this? Looks like we have been given. Let's make this a little bit smaller. We have been given a view of the system, and let's go ahead and go to the other side over here and pop this up and open up an Explorer window right there. And if we go to the other side, almost in real time, we do see that whatever the user has on their desktop, we basically can view it, again, for remote monitoring purposes. Now, okay, another example of what we can do, let's go ahead and do that, is we can actually turn on the remote user's camera from this end, and that could be done with camera, escapes my mind. Okay, that was actually webcam start, webcam stream, I should say. We can do a webcam stream of here. Oh, it looks like we had an issue operating this. All right, so okay, so this demonstration didn't go as smooth as I thought. Let's go ahead and turn on the camera on this virtual machine first and foremost, and then I can show you guys what that looks like here. Forgot to turn on earlier, so I apologize. Okay, connect to the host itself, and now I'm pretty sure that's turned on. We can go ahead and just issue the command again. Okay, we can issue the webcam stream right here. And then now we can see what exactly is. Hey, there you go. Here I am, Aiden, over at NGT with my NGT shirt. Basically, we were able to turn on the camera remotely from this Trojan here. Let me just go ahead and close that up. All right. All right, so as you guys can see, all right, folks, thank you all for viewing, and I hope you all had a better understanding of a remote access Trojan and their capability to circumvent security on the system. My name is Adonis Mbayan, and I'll see you guys in the next video. If you guys have any ideas of what you guys want to learn, maybe the evasion techniques that I talked about earlier in the video, or other implementations of this Meterpreter payload, please do let us know. I'll see you guys next time.
Jacob Hess here. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you really enjoyed it. And I'd also like to remind you, if you're truly serious about your career in information technology, be sure to check out our IT engineer training programs at www.zerotoengineer.com.